up, ViJa gamers? It's the ViJaPlayer here, and today we have the exotic auto rifle, the hard light. For everybody that's been playing since year one, you guys know that this gun had a rough year one, but year two, it's looking a little bit better. It's definitely looking way better than it was in year one, actually. But like always, we're gonna get it started off with the stats of the hard light right now. So it is a really high rate of fire auto rifle. It's not completely maxed out like the doctrine of passing or anything like that, but it's definitely a really fast gun. And the impact is pretty small, because it has a bunch of rate of fire. So you guys know how it goes. The impact's always small when the rate of fire is that high. And then the range is like, it doesn't have a lot of range, but it still works out, especially seeing as how like the stability and the reload in the magazine, all those stats on this gun are looking really, really good. It's pretty much just the range, really. That's it. The range is just a little too slow. Now, moving on to the modifiers, I use accurized ballistics. Just because the other two, the CQB ballistics and the aggressive ballistics, all of those things have a negative impact on the range, and this gun already doesn't have a lot of range, so, I just go with the first one, the one at the top. And moving on to the first perk, the exotic perk, I guess you can call it. Rounds fired from this weapon have no damage fall off, overpenetrate targets, and ricochet on hard surfaces. So it's a pretty good perk. Doesn't really come in handy much in PvP, but it's pretty good. And of course, moving on to the optional perks that you have on this weapon, I use fitted stock. More stability is always the best choice to go with, in my opinion. And the other optional perk, I'm going with a glass half full. More damage. It kind of makes up for not having the added little bit of impact that you can have by switching it to aggressive ballistics. So it kind of makes up for it. And then of course there's spray and play. The damage is definitely well worth it. So the question is, ladies and gentlemen, is this gun good? Is this auto rifle, the hard light, good? And I'm gonna have to say yes. I think that this gun is good. Every time that I use it, it's just a solid gun. Now the exotic perk that it has on it, the whole ricocheting thing, is kind of useless in PvP, and it's kind of useless in PvE as well. It's not really. I don't see how it really comes in handy for anything, honestly, other than just to look cool and just to have a bunch of bullets flying around everywhere. But I'm guessing that at least a couple of these bullets probably hit a couple of people or a couple thralls or something when you're in PvE. But the exotic perk about it is kind of useless in my opinion, but the gun itself is really good. It's a little chunky, or clunky, I guess, when you're firing it. But, I mean, that's just the way this gun is. I definitely think this auto rifle is pretty good. I have had only good experiences with it, and it's not hard to control. I think that's, probably the most defining factor about this gun, why I think it's so good, is the fact that it has such a high rate of fire, and it's not hard at all to control. Not like the doctrine of passing, which is a little bit harder to control. And that thing probably has more stability. Well, not more. I'm not going to say it has more stability. But it's definitely harder to control than this thing. The Monte Carlo, definitely harder to control than this thing. This auto rifle has a bunch of stability. A buttload of stability. And that's why I think it's really good. And I also think it's really good just because it really just mows down people. The glass half full, the 40 rounds in the clip. I think this is a gun that all of you guys out there should definitely should give another shot if you have tried it in the year one and said you didn't like it. You guys should definitely give it another shot in year two. And especially now, auto rifles are doing really, really good in the Crucible. So if you guys have this weapon, you guys have used this weapon, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. And if not, I highly suggest you guys to go out and get this gun and test it out for yourselves. See if you guys like it as much as I have, because I really enjoy using it. It's definitely a really just solid gun to have. I think it just melts people in the right circumstances at the right ranges, because of the range is pretty bad on it. But anyways, you guys, this has been the ViJaPlayer. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. But this has been the ViJaPlayer, and I'm out, you guys. Peace.
For one. You're almost there. 5 minutes remaining. You've shown your might, Guardian. Well fought.